Hey there, cruise planners. Today I want to show you a new addition to CP Max. You can now create, bundle, and send multiple cruise sheets from the Find a Cruise search results. So let's take a look at how to do that. We're going to start from the CP Max dashboard, and I'm going to click on Find a Cruise. I can either click Find a Cruise under the quick links in the dashboard, or I can click it on the left navigation where it says Find a Cruise. Now for this example, we'll just search for sailings sometime in July of this year. So let's just go July 1st through the 31st. And let's just do a destination, let's just say Caribbean. Caribbean, we got 236 results. Let's view the sailings. All right, so we have our sailings, our search results here. Let's go ahead and select a few. Let's just do one on the Getaway, another on the Allure, and let's do one on Carnival, the Liberty. All right, so we have our 3 sailings selected. What we're going to do next is we're going to go to the Compare tab on the right side here. As you can see, it tells us that we have 3 selected as well. So we're going to click Compare, and we have our 3 sailings listed on there. Now, if I wanted to delete or remove one of those, I could either uncheck it from the actual result, or I can click the X next to it. But what's new is now you can, besides sending a comparison, you can now create cruise sheets with this Create Cruise Sheets button. Let's click that and see what we can do. So now on this page, we have 2 things that we can do for each of our sailings. So on each sailing, we can modify the message to the client. So this is the message that the client would see on the cruise sheet itself. And we can also choose to either have live pricing for this cruise sheet or manual pricing for the cabin categories. So we'll do live pricing for the first one, and let's just do manual pricing for the other 2. Just for this example. So we have live categories and pricing via eConnect for the first sailing, this Getaway sailing, and then for our Allure sailing and our Liberty sailing, we have chosen to do manual pricing. So we'll go ahead and click Get Pricing. Now, important to note this top section up here is going to list the 3 sailings that we selected. As you can see, the first one at the top, our Getaway sailing, is in blue. The reason it's in blue is because that's the one we currently are working on. Okay, so since we are working on that one, we highlight it in blue, and we show you some options on there. You can tell that we're working on that also by hovering over this little icon here, and it says the pricing is not yet saved for this cruise sheet. That means this cruise sheet is not ready. We're working on it, but it's not ready yet. You have to continue working on it. Now we have some other options here. If you didn't want to work on this cruise sheet altogether, you can just remove it. Or since this is a live eConnect, we're getting live pricing via eConnect, we can either switch it to manual, or if we're along the process and we decide we want to restart the process of getting pricing again, we can click this Get New Pricing button on there. So again, we're working on this top one. As you can see here, it's eConnect pricing, and it's the current one. It tells us right here that we're working on it. Let's go ahead and get started with pricing for this cruise sheet. So the first step is our passenger makeup. Let's just leave everything as it is. It's just 2 adults out of Miami. We'll go ahead and retrieve available rate options. So eConnect is now retrieving the rate options from the cruise line. And we have our rate codes here. Let's just select a couple. Let's use Best Fare and Friends and Family. So we'll just choose those 2 rate options, and we'll click the Show Rate Option Comparison button. All right, so we have our cabins and the pricing for them. We're just going to select a few options on here. Let's just give them an inside option, an ocean view, and a balcony. All right, so we have 3 options selected. We're going to retrieve full pricing for the selected categories. Alrighty, so now we have the pricing. We're gonna review it. We have the taxes and fees and everything actually pulled from the cruise line. So now we're gonna review this, and if we're good with that, we're gonna click Continue to Next Sailing. So this button is gonna tell CP Max that you're done with this one. This is it. This is the pricing. We're gonna save that. CP Max is gonna save the pricing. and let you continue on to the second cruise sheet. We're going to click OK. And as you can see up here, we have a checkbox, like a check mark next to the sailing, and it tells us that the pricing has been saved for the cruise sheet. So this one's ready to go. All right, we can tell it's eConnect pricing. It's ready. We are now on the second one. As you can see, the middle one says current cruise sheet, right? It's manual pricing, and we can either remove the sailing if we don't want it or switch it to eConnect pricing. So if we wanted to do eConnect pricing on it, we can just click this button and do the same process that we did before. But for now, this one has no pricing. We are working on it. Let's go ahead and add pricing. Since this is manual, all we have to do is just like any other manual cruise sheet, we're going to select some categories from here. Let's just do inside. Let's just do inside for this example. We'll do inside categories, 2 passengers, and we'll just give them an inside category. We'll just do a cruise fare. And we'll just do an interior, large interior. We'll do another cruise fare. And once we enter the pricing, we can go ahead and save pricing. And the pricing has been saved. Please proceed with pricing details for the sailing number 3. Click OK on that. And as you can see, the 2 sailings that we already did are ready to go. They're green check marks, manual pricing on one, eConnect pricing on the other. Now we have to do the third one. The third one is manual pricing as well, as you can see. And since we're working on it currently, it's blue for you to know that you're working on it. But let's just say that I changed my mind. I don't want to send them this one. I'll just send them the first 2. I can just click remove sailing. We're going to have to confirm that in case you click it by mistake. If you don't want to actually remove it, just click no. But for this example, we'll just click yes. Now, since that was the last one and we don't really have any more pricing to add, we're done with those cruise sheets. We get a hooray message. So the sailing was removed from the cruise sheet comparison. Click OK. Now we have the cruise sheet settings. This should be very familiar, but just in case, all we need to enter here is a few more details. Now, if you want to tie it to a sales opportunity, you can go ahead and check that. We'll just enter a name for this for our client, and display settings on here. Now the email settings. These are the settings for the email that actually gets sent out to your client. We're going to select the from address. By default, it's going to have your default email address, the email subject, and the message for the on the email. Now, very important, you want to make sure that this bundle and send option is checked. Okay, we are going to check that for you by default, but just make sure that you don't uncheck it, or make sure to double check that it is checked. If you do not check this option, CBMax is just going to save the cruise sheets, but not send them. All right, so make sure that it's checked if you want to send them out. All right, in this example, let's just send a copy to myself, and we'll just down in the recipients, we'll just enter a recipient, go ahead and select it, and this is ready to be sent. Let's go ahead and save. All right, so 2 cruise sheets have been saved, bundled, and queued for sending. So we click OK, and we can see our 2 cruise sheets are here. So under the sent column, we see that they're queued up. Now, if for some reason you don't see that they're queued up and you see that they're NA like this, it means you only saved them. You did not queue them up for sending. But that's all there is to it. Now my client's going to get a bundle of these 2 cruise sheets with the pricing in one single email. I hope you enjoyed this. If you do, let us know.